Is there a difference between using a cable and using a dumbbell when performing the lateral shoulder raise exercise? Assuming the same weight on the cable and on the dumbbell, it is important to understand that not all of the load from the dumbbell moves to the muscle. The load on the muscle depends on the angle between the resistive force and the limb that moves. At an angle of 90 degrees between the arm and the resistive force, the deltoid muscle works against 100% of the load. On the other hand, working against a low cable creates an angle of about 30 degrees between the cable and the arm. At this angle, the resistive force is about half as much, and therefore the load on the deltoid is about 50%. When we lower the arms, the situation reverses. The angle between the cable and the arm becomes 90 degrees. Therefore, in this position, the load on the deltoid muscle is maximum. On the other hand, the force of the dumbbell pulls the arm down and creates very low resistive force, almost none in fact. When the dumbbell is on the side of the body, the deltoid makes almost no effort, except the partial work it does to stabilize the joint. If we want to strengthen the deltoid, when the arms are at the sides of the body, it is best to work against a low cable. If we want to reach maximal effort when the arms are far from the body, use the dumbbells. For effective training, it is best to combine the two. Now, when performing strength exercises, it is important to differentiate between the two main angles: the angle at the joint, the angle between the weight and the moving organ, every movement at the joint has one optimum angle. The optimum angle equals the maximum strength at the joint. For example, at the shoulder joint in an abduction movement, the shoulder abductors develop their maximum strength of an angle of 180 degrees, i.e., when the arm is next to the body, the shoulder abductors are the strongest. In the remaining angles of this movement, this group of muscles is weaker. In addition to the angle at the joint, attention should be paid to the angle between the weights and the arm. In this state, the weight creates a rotating movement, i.e., place a burden on the shoulder muscles. However, when the arm is next to the body, the weight does not cause rotation of the arm. In terms of the angle at the shoulder abductors are at their full strength. However, the weight does not place a burden on these muscles. The weight does not cause rotation of the arm around the shoulder axis. In this state, the shoulder abductors are not being exerted upon at all. So how will we create a rotational movement that will place a load on the shoulder abductors at the angle at which they are the strongest? We will simply turn our body and we will lie on our side. And we will create a state where the weight is perpendicular to the arm, and we will place a load on the shoulder abductors. In this state, the angle at the joint is optimal, and the angle between the weight and the arm is 90 degrees. Here you can see what the movement would look like while using a dumbbell. This is the preferable resistance curve if you are unable to have access to a cable machine.
Nothing came easy for me, no matter how hard I believed. Never did fit in the mold. It's not gonna work, I've been told. I'm just too stubborn, I guess. Maybe it's all just a test. Heart beating out of my chest. No is a word that I will not accept. They say I should go home, so we're pegging around home. The end of the day, no. All my life I had to keep fighting. I'ma prove 'em all. trying. Whoa, 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 oh, oh. What people don't understand, there is no alternate plan. Failure's not something I fear.